But
Yeah.
now, do you invest into your SEP the same way you would invest in your Roth?
So now I'm a lump sum guy.
Okay.
Uh, I have the money. Like I said earlier, I kind of like checking it off the list, so I don't have to worry about it type deal.
Right.
Um, so that's been nice to like know that that's already done for the year. And also though, so we're at a weird point for 2022. Lindsay and I are kind of we I've done the math and I expect us to be over the limits for the Roth IRA.
Right.
But we could very well be just shy of it and be under, and then we could have invested in the Roth. Which after we find that out, I could go back and change stuff. It makes things a little more complicated since I already contributed to all of my retirement accounts for 2022. And honestly, I'd probably just leave it. I probably wouldn't even mess with it. But depending on what happens in 2023, see, this is the problem with being self-employed as well as what Lindsay does. Like she does contract work. Like it's not like she has a salary.
Hmm.
So we have no idea what the hell our salary is going to look like for 2023. So that's complicates things a lot. But it's just one of those things. You just take it year by year. I'll hopefully be able to see what I'll can expect to earn from multiple businesses and get an idea if I think we're going to be over that limit. And if we won't, then I may wait till the end. Usually what I would have to do is wait till that year is over,
Right.
and then like you mentioned earlier, you get till April 15th to still contribute for the previous year.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would do once I found out what my actual true income is after my CPA gets all of our documents and stuff and says you've made X amount of dollars for 2022. Then I could say, okay, now I'm going to invest the money in my Roth since I know I'm under that limit or not. It's just weird being in that spot and also not knowing where you're going to be because we don't have salaries. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, and that's kind of what happened with me and why you're like, oh, Brad, you say you should be doing it. Why aren't you? Because I did the backdoor Roth on the first day of the year because I was so
right.
I was so slap happy before it's like not worth my time to go in and take them out of my wife's, take them out of mine, pay the penalties on the tag. Like it's just not worth doing it for me. So like next year, that's going to be something that I evaluate in 2023. Holy cow, 2023.
Jeez, man.
But when I said like invest the same, will you talk like actual investments? Like what are you, when you're opening the Roth, now we have to put investments inside that Roth.
Yep.
Since you went from the Roth to the SEP, has that stayed pretty linear and pretty much the same investments, or are they a little bit different?
So a little different. My Roths. So when I first started my wife's, hers was in a few more like dividend stocks type investments.
Okay.
Since then, I have changed her investments to be probably 98% in what's known as our favorite ETF, VTI.
Right.
Or VTSAX, whichever route you go. And then her only single company she owns because it's just her like favorite thing and it's like a fun thing to invest in is Starbucks.
Okay.
So she owns a decent amount of Starbucks in her Roth. And then in my Roth is 100% in VTI. I also have a traditional that's 100% VTSAX. And then my SEP is a little different. I think my SEP is probably around 75% VTI, maybe a little lower than that. And then I have Google and SoFi that make up the other investments,
Right.
most being very heavy in Google. And that will change over time.
Yeah. Nothing's set in stone.
Right. Like it will change over time. Right now, that's just kind of where I feel comfortable. SoFi is a very small position in there. Just a, disclaimer. It's not like I have a lot of money in SoFi on my SEP, but it is something that I'm kind of using for like a growth type deal if SoFi ever picks up. So that's kind of where I'm sitting at. There is Google, SoFi, and mostly in VTI for the SEP.
Yeah, I'm 100%, my wife and I, 100% VTSAX and VTI.
Yeah.
Which was the same thing essentially. One's a mutual fund, one's ETF.
Right.
And I will say, people ask me this now as ETFs are becoming more popular. Like for me, the only pro that I see in VTSAX is that in Vanguard, there's no fractional shares right now, which is ridiculous to me.
So yeah,
Part of the
sucks.
reason why I like Fidelity,
Yeah.
or I'm starting to like Fidelity more. But in VTSAX, you were allowed to buy fractional shares. So if you were dollar cost averaging into VTSAX throughout the year, you'd want to go with the mutual fund VTSAX.
I didn't know that.
Yes, where in Vanguard, you can't buy $500 of VTI every month. You have to go in manually and buy the amount of shares that $500 will buy.
So great point. I want to piggyback off that. You do have to have a minimum investment to open up or to start investing in VTSAX. I believe it's $3,000.
That is also true. Yes, totally forgot about that, which is also another reason just to go with VTI maybe. But yeah, like say you're going to dollar cost average, you really would probably want a dollar cost average into VTI. And then if you wanted to do the automatic investing, that's really the only pro I see is the automatic investments. Then you'd have to sell VTI, no tax event there because it's in your Roth, and then buy 3,000 of VTSAX. But once you have the 3,000 minimum met, then you could put in $1. It doesn't matter. It's just like a minimum to entry. I guess when they thought it was like
I'll be damned, I didn't know that.
Like a fancy little, yeah. That's how you can. That's the only way you could do fractional shares right now. Yeah, that and drip. But
yeah, didn't know that.
Now you know.
Yep.
And I mean, moving forward, that's kind of. I'm a little bit older than you, so like VTSAX is just fine for me.
Yeah.
VTI is just fine for me. I also went with VTI this year because maybe one day I'll want to get saucy and trade options inside there, but that's a horse of a completely different color.
Oh, I forgot to mention that. I do trade options in my SEP.
You do?
Yep. Google and SoFi.
You're just writing calls?
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm also cash good puts.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
I have some cash sitting in the SEP that I use that for.
Yeah, because not all options are dangerous and scammy, and
We got a course on it.
We do. We didn't just make it because we were losers. We made it because people want to learn.
That's right.
If we're shameless plugging too, I got a book back there on the wheel.
There you go.
Pick it up on Amazon.
That actually comes with the course, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, you get that for free if you get the course.
The ebook. Yeah.
I forgot that I forgot that I sprinkled that sauce on top of the steak.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, guys. I mean, there's just so many pros, and nothing's set in stone. And maybe you want to just put in $100, and then you find out we're idiots because I'm sure there's somebody out there that hates on it. But I will say, a book that is amazing on just the power of the Roth is The Simple Path to Wealth. Not sponsored. J.L. Collins, Simple Path to Wealth. It will change your whole outlook on just what investing a small amount of money into the Roth IRA every single month will do for not only you, but your spouse and your kids and everything like that. And one day I'll have to go to the SEP because God willing, I'll make a lot of money as an entrepreneur. But it's going to be sad to let my good old Roth IRA go. But by then, who knows? Maybe I'll be Roth and my employee. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. And that's actually, to piggyback off that too, The Simple Path to Wealth is one of the few books I've read from front to back.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So,
all right, man. Anything else you want to add? Next time we talk, we're going to be back to school. It'll be after Labor Day. Or do we release on Labor Day? Yeah, we'll have a Monday episode on Labor Day.
Okay. Or we just let it go the Tuesday. But I got to be honest with me here for a second. And if you guys are watching on YouTube and made it this long.
No, I'm not drunk.
No, I'm not saying that. How big does my freaking forehead look, dude? Like, I feel like this camera just like makes this damn thing. Or like, am I balding or what's going on? I'm looking at my camera. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's some damn real estate on this thing, bro.
You got a little bit of a 5 head.
Look at that thing.
It's not a 4 head. It's a 5
Holy
head.
Shit.
I saw you wearing a lot of bandanas recently.
Dude, no, seriously. I'm just looking at this. I'm like, my God, dude, that thing is huge.
At least you're not at the age where every single time you get a haircut, you hope it comes back.
Well, my hair is thinning.
Because I'm getting these like 40-year-old, like,
yeah.
But that's okay. It's all experience.
Yeah, it comes with it. Our wives will love us forever, won't they?
It's like aging. So. Yeah, no, yeah, they have to. They know how smart we are with money. The longer they stay, the harder it's going to be for them to get a sugar daddy.
Yeah, baby.
We're going to be their sugar daddies.
That's right, dude. That's right.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Thanks once again to our Patreons who are over in the Discord community. Some people are coming back now that the podcast is back now for a couple weeks, episode 112. We look forward to talking with ourselves, but knowing that you're there listening next time. All right, guys. We got to go. Good night.